love is in the air, and especially this time of year. Right now, it's Valentine's Day is coming up, so I wanted to do a really fun look that you can wear to rock your hot Valentine's Day date that you might have, or maybe don't have. Either way, you're gonna look amazing. But I also wanted to throw together a quick date night look for anyone who's going out, their significant other calls them and says, hey, let's go out tonight, and you feel like you look like a mess because you put your makeup on before work, or you've been watching the kids all day, or you've been running around, and you just feel like you look kind of haggard. So I wanted to put this video together for you so that you have a little bit of inspiration on what to do when you're going out on a hot date, or maybe you don't have a hot date and you can do this look and maybe it will get you a hot date. So here's to a good night for all of us. Let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start with our eyeshadow primer. This is Painterly by MAC. And I'm just going to use my finger and apply this all over the eyelid. And we're going to go a little bit lighter on the eyes because we are doing that bold lip. So the eyes shouldn't take too long. So once that's on nice and smooth, I'm going to go through and use the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette because it just smells so yummy, and how appropriate, especially being around Valentine's Day. This is the kind of chocolate I would be asking for. All right, so I'm going to use my MAC 286 brush that's nice and fluffy, and I'm going to go through with this kind of warmer brown neutral color, and we're going to apply this in the crease area just to start to give our eyes some shape. And I start from the outer corner working towards the inner corner. Okay, same thing on the other side. I just load up my brush, start on the outer corner and blend towards the inner corner. All right, then I'm gonna go back through with any brush that's firmer and flat. This one's by MAC. I think it is the, sorry, my brush numbers are one off, 252. But really anything firm and flat is what you can use for the eyelid. And I'm gonna go through and use this really pretty kind of softer pink color in the corner here. And I'm going to put this on the eyelid. So basically from the lash line up to where we just did our crease color. Make sure it's nice and blended. And you can see I'm just kind of like packing the product on there instead of like swiping, so that it stays nice and pigmented. And really helps to make the eyes pop, okay? All right, so next we're gonna add just a little bit of color in the corners just to give it dimension, but we're not gonna go too dark. So I'm gonna take my MAC 217 brush. And for this particular look, I'm gonna take this fun kind of purpley color right here, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of that to the corner so it kind of gives it a little bit of color. Not much. We want the eyes to be a little bit lighter since we're focusing more on the lips. And I'm going into the crease just a little bit, and then I'm brushing down into the lash line. And again, we're keeping it pretty light. We're not going to go too dark. So you can keep applying till it looks how you want. I think I'm going to stop here because I want it to be a little bit softer. Then I'm just going to go back over with my crease brush and just kind of blend everything that we just put on so that there's no lines and kind of everything mixes well together. Okay, once that's blended, you can take your firm flat brush that you applied your lid color with. You can use the same color, or I'm going to use kind of this, it's a little bit more of a beigey white shade. And I'm going to apply that right underneath of my brow bone as like a little pop of highlight. Just like that. And if you feel like you've blended out your lid color at all, you can always go back over and pop a little bit more on. Okay. Hopefully he'll be noticing my beautiful eye makeup and won't be able to stop staring at my eyes. Now we're gonna go through with an eyeliner. This one is by L'Oreal. I just got it at the drugstore. It's their Voluminous Superstar pen eyeliner. It's amazing, I love it. I just want to go a little slow with this. So I always just kind of pick a starting point and then fill in where you need to. You can see the like fine tip on it makes it really easy to color in the eyeliner, and it stays on really well. With this, you want to just make sure that you really get in between the lash line and where your eyeliner's going so that you don't have any weird holes and so that you can't see the skin. Okay, so once you have that one side filled in how you'd like, we're going to move on to the other side. All right, once your eyeliner's on, then we're going to take a makeup wipe and just clean any of your fallout up that might have fallen from your shadow or your liner. All right, now we're gonna move on to the face makeup. So I am going to be using Face Primer by Mally. This is their Perfect Prep Primer Glow, so it has a little bit of a radiant glow to it. I'm going to apply just a little bit of this onto my already moisturized skin. So a little bit of that on all over. Now I'm going to go through with one of my absolute favorite foundations. If you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen this one. But Airflash by Dior, absolutely amazing. One of my favorites, great for date night. It stays on really well, but it doesn't look too heavy. So it's an awesome foundation. So what I do is I shake it, and then I just use something firm and flat to apply it with. This one's just like a big powder brush I got from Nordstrom. Anything firm and flat is great though. So I shake it and then just do a quick little spray or two onto the brush, and then I start buffing it on the skin. So I'm going to just kind of use this pretty quickly, but if you're wanting to see this foundation in more detail, you can click on the link for how to look airbrush without using an airbrush and watch that tutorial in its entirety to get a little bit more info on this foundation and how to use it. All right, once your foundation is on how you like it, we're going to go through with some Nars concealer. This one is their Creamy Radiant Concealer in Custard, and I'm just going to apply this underneath of the eye area. And then I like to do down the center of my nose, right above my Cupid's bow, and the center of my chin to give a little bit of a highlighted effect. Then we're just going to take our finger and blend. right, once your concealer is on, now we're going to go through with a little bit of bronzer. Sometimes what I like to do in between, like after I apply my concealer, is just take my foundation brush and kind of go over everything so that it's nice and blended. All right, now we're going to go through with some bronzer. This is Laguna by Nars, and I'm using a big fluffy brush. Anything big and fluffy is great. This one is by Sigma, and I'm just going to apply this all over the skin. And I always apply a little bit down the neck just so everything blends. Okay, a little bit of that. I'm not going to do any contouring on my cheeks just because I want my skin to look a little bit lighter and fresher, and because I am going to be doing a bold lip, I don't want it to be like a ton of makeup because we all know some guys may not like that look, but we're going to do just enough where like it looks really nicely done, but it just doesn't look overly done, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in highlighting and contouring, I have a lot more in my other videos you can watch, but for now we're just going to stick to a blush. I'm going to use a Nars brush, this kind of funky looking one. Again, I don't know the name, but I use it in all my videos. And I'm using Warm Soul Blush by MAC. It's a mineral blush that has a little bit of a sheen to it. So it gives the skin just a really pretty soft glow. And I'm just lightly kind of applying this on the cheekbones and brushing back and in a circle into my hairline. And the reason why I do that is so that it's nice and blended. If you just did one of these, you'd have like a streak of blush. And I love blush, so the more the better. Once that's on, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take my powder brush and go over it just so it's nice and blended. And then we're gonna add a little bit of a fun highlight to the skin. This is a really fun product by MAC. It's their iridescent loose powder. It's called Silver Dusk. It can be a little messy, so be careful when you open it. And I usually work off the lid because there's some product on there that you can kind of work off of. And I take anything a little bit smaller and fluffy. This one's the Sigma tapered highlighter brush. And I'm going to just take a little bit of the product and I'm going to go right around my eye area just to give my cheeks that really nice highlighted soft glow. Same thing on this side. Sometimes I'll go down the center of the mouth and the center of the nose. Anything that kind of just gives the skin a little bit of a glow. This you can also mix in your moisturizer and put it on your body so that your skin looks amazing too. So that's kind of fun for a date night. All right, so once that is done, then I'm going to go through and smudge just a little bit of eyeliner underneath as my just to kind of give the eyes a little bit of a frame. So that purple color that we used in the corner, I'm going to use the same color as my eyeliner underneath. And I'm going to use just a pointed angle pencil brush by MAC. Anything pointy or angled will work. And I'm just going to smudge a little bit of this underneath just to give a little bit of shape. All right, once that's done, I'm going to apply my mascara. And this one is Roller Lash by Benefit. I've also talked about this one before, but it's one of my favorites. It's a great mascara. It has a nice small brush to it with fine bristles that really helps separate your lashes so that they don't clump together. All right, once your mascara is on how you like it, you could put some fake eyelashes on, but my husband thinks my eyes look funny when I wear lashes. So I try to just stick with my own natural lashes that I have for him. But you could also just apply lashes at this time. So you can do that, or we're gonna keep moving on and we're gonna do just a little bit of product in the brows. This is by MAC. It's a brow set called Beguile, and it's a gel that has some color, so it's gonna just keep all my eyebrows going the right direction. You can tell that I have very thick brows, so I don't need to necessarily fill them in as much, but this has just enough color that it's gonna fill them in and fill in those sparse areas, but it's also gonna help keeping all those rogue ones going the right direction and just make them look a little bit more polished. So sometimes, like if I'm in a hurry or I don't want it to be as dramatic of a look, this is a great product just to throw on, especially every day, instead of going through and really sculpting out your brows. So love that product. And now we're gonna move on to the fun part, the lips. So what would a date night be without some really nice lipstick? So he's just staring at your lips the whole time, wanting to kiss you. If you want that. I do. But these are awesome. They are a long wear lipstick by Too Faced, and they're called Melted, and they feel amazing on the lips. You don't need, you really don't need to do liner or even lip gloss with these. They're amazing. They're really easy to apply with their sponge tip applicator. So this color, I don't know if I already said what it is, but if I didn't, it's called Melted Berry. So we're gonna apply this. And you just want to go nice and slow. Because of the nice applicator it has, you don't necessarily need a liner, but you want to make sure you're controlling it. And then I just kind of rub it together gently. You don't want to go too crazy because it's going to spread. But a few blots like that and it's perfect. If you're someone like me who's a total perfectionist on my lips, I like to just go through with a liner that maybe won't change the color, but something that, this one's Whirl, it's pretty neutral by MAC, so you wouldn't think that the two of them would go together, but I like to just go on the outer parts of my lip to really fill it in and make it look nice and full without, you know, doing a crazy pink liner with it and make the lips look even, you know, louder. It kind of helps just push the product around as well too. Then you can always take a tissue if you need to clean up any areas, just like that. And I think it's a beautiful color. Then once you're done your makeup, if you kind of want to set it, give your skin a little bit of hydration so it soaks into the skin, I'm going to go back through with my Fresh Rose Floral Toner and give myself a little spray. Smells like roses, so pretty amazing. And that's pretty much it, our date night look. So hopefully it was pretty easy for you to follow along, and it, you know, to achieve this look, it doesn't have to be hours and hours in the bathroom, but you can still look hot for your honey. So have a good date.